Welcome to the Self-Growth Nerds podcast, where we help you embrace the most courageous version of yourself. My name is Marie, and I'm an adventure seeker who is obsessed with following the joy and creating more freedom. If you're eager for deep conversations, big questions, and meaningful connection, join me on the quest to discovering how we can live a more magical and memorable life. Hi everyone! Welcome to episode number 7 of the Self-Growth Nerds podcast. I'm really enjoying this and getting more and more natural at the mic. I hope you can tell, and I hope you're enjoying the content. I've heard from you that you like the longer episodes and you like it when I go really deep into the subject and ask you lots of questions and get you thinking. So today I'm really excited about the episode. It's kind of like a treasure hunt, but we're not looking for the treasure. We're looking for the subtle traps you fall into on the way to your dreams. I know that if you're listening to this, chances are you're someone who's always looking to bring more magic into their life. You have a dream or an idea of a dream simmering inside of you, but whenever you try and make a change, you somehow keep getting in your own way and falling back into your old patterns. Now that's completely normal because growth is not linear. That being said, I understand the desire to see our patterns clearly and finally get rid of what keeps slowing us down. So today, we're going to talk about self-sabotage. So who are the self-sabotage kings and queens in here? It's such a massive subject. So what I'm going to do is throw lots of different ropes in the water and you catch the ones that resonate with you. We'll dig into each topic in more depth in future episodes, okay? But for now, it's going to be like a non-exhaustive bird's eye view of all the ways we self-sabotage, or all the ways that I think of anyway. So let's get started. I want to do a little visualization exercise with you to start with, okay? So if you can close your eyes, please go ahead. But if you're driving or you're walking or you're washing the dishes, please keep them open. We don't want that greasy spot to stay on the plate. Let's imagine. First, let's breathe. Let's not forget to breathe. And let's imagine you arrive somewhere like the Grand Canyon. It's sunny and it's warm. There is a light breeze. You've signed up to this hang gliding experience. It's something that you've always dreamt of from the moment you saw that video a few years ago on YouTube. And now here you are, you have arrived, and you're finally gonna jump. You're finally gonna do what you've been dreaming of for years. But you have a lump in your throat, and you're not sure you've made the right decision. Were you really ready? Your instructor's all excited. They say the conditions are perfect. They say, let's get walking. The cliff is a few miles away. On the way to the cliff, your brain is spinning and spinning and spinning. You're excited for sure, but you're also kind of hoping that someone's gonna call you and say that they need your help ASAP, so you have a reason to bail on this mad hang gliding idea. But the phone doesn't ring, so you stop and you tie your shoes tighter. You stop and take a photo of a cute lizard. You can see the cliff in the distance and you wish the trail to get there would be longer. But sooner than later, you make it there and you see how deep the canyon is. You are terrified. And then out of the blue, your instructor says, you know what? I've been thinking about this. You've been training for a while now and I've been really impressed with you. I've decided you're jumping on your own today. You don't need me anymore. At this moment, you almost want to push them off the damn cliff. As if it wasn't enough, your cell phone pings and you read a text from your mom who says, honey, are you sure this is a good idea? You try and stay calm and focused and remember why you came here in the first place, but your hands are sweaty. What are you going to do? So take a moment to imagine that hang gliding in the Grand Canyon represents what you've been wanting to do most in your life, but are deeply afraid of. Where are you in the process? This might be leaving your current partner, quitting your job, going on a thru hike, asking for a promotion, moving houses, writing a novel, starting a business, you name it. What are the strategies that you use to add time between now and the moment of truth? To add distance between you and the cliff you know you are meant to jump and fly from? Here are a few popular options. Have you been looking at the hang gliding brochure for months? It's on your kitchen table or on a tab in your browser that's been open for like 6 months, and no one knows you would ever dare dream of doing something so mad. Are you asking around about hang gliding, telling your friends about it and watching their reactions, hoping one of them is gonna say, "That's an amazing idea, let's do it together"? Or have you invested in expensive hang gliding lessons and bought the whole gear? And not just any gear, the very, very best gear. You've never flown before, but you are an expert on the subject. Do you drive by the Grand Canyon, go for hikes there to watch the hang gliders and talk with them? And then when they ask you how come you're so interested and if you also hang glide, you reply, "Oh, no, I'm just curious." And then curse yourself for sounding so stupid in front of people you admire. Have you, by any chance, booked that special day with your instructor and then postponed it again and again? You had a really good reason for postponing every time. I mean, your best friend needed help moving houses, or your cousin was getting married, or there was a baby shower that you couldn't miss. Have you recognized yourself in any of these habits yet? If not, no worries, because I'm not done. I've got a few left for you. So once you get there and the instructor announces that you will be flying on your own, do you get angry and ask for a refund? Like, "What kind of company is this? I want better customer care. This is ridiculous. That's not what I signed up for." Do you let your mom's worried texts get to you? Do you go along with it and try to trust the instructor and keep your self-talk positive, but when the time comes to run and jump off the cliff, you do this weird thing where you kind of forget everything you've learned and step on your toes and fall on your face before even getting to the cliff? Or do you, when the instructor is not looking, take out an invisible elastic rope and attach yourself to a tree nearby so you can bounce back if something goes wrong? Remember, it's a visualization. Everything is possible, and I know nothing about hang gliding. It's just a concept. Or are you the person who jumps off that cliff but lands right on the other side of the canyon a minute later because they've realized they're just not ready yet and it doesn't feel right and they're gonna try a different time? And lastly, are you the person who jumps off screaming to the top of their lungs with a big smile on their face, putting all of their energy and knowledge and trust into this very moment that they've been dreaming of, wanting to go back again and again every weekend to get better at hang gliding and overcome all of their fears? Surrounding yourself with fellow hang gliders, reading about it every night, breaking your friends' ears about your new passion. Where are you in this process? Where are you in the process between the person that's secretly looking at the brochure when no one's around and the one who's having the time of their life? And what is hiding behind your behavior? Now, don't hesitate to take a moment to think about this. You can even pause the podcast and come back later. Now, I'm going to give you another way to think about it. Which part of you is doing the messing up? Is it the leader, the manager, or the employee? Let me break them down so you understand what I mean. This concept is loosely borrowed from the E-Myth, a small business book that I read recently and loved, in which the author explains that there are 3 quote-unquote personalities in every entrepreneur. I'm going to present it in quite a different way, but still it's worth noting that the book was my inspiration and that it's worth a read. So first, there is the leader in you, the visionary or the dreamer who chooses where we are going. Are you a good leader to yourself, or do you let others around you do this job for you? Do you have a vision for the life you want to create? Do you have a clear why to fuel you forward? Or have you borrowed someone else's purpose in order to feel safer? Do you listen to your intuition or do you squash it down? Are you loyal to yourself or are you the person you think you ought to be? It's the leader inside of you that does the self-sabotage if they try to pick a dream that's not truly aligned with who you are and that exists just to please someone or to avoid unsettling a situation. If you find that this is the case and that it's the leader in you that's messing things up, the solution is to clarify your vision. Make sure it's yours. Make sure it lights you up inside. And to get help with this, you can listen to my first episode, What Lights You Up, or read the wonderful, wonderful book, The Calling, written by Raw Goddess. I also recommend Born for This by Chris Gilbo. Number 2, the manager. If the visionary is the why, then the manager in you is the how. The manager is given a vision. They break it down into goals and steps and add them to your calendar. Are you a good manager to yourself? Do you give yourself room to breathe and reasonable expectations? Or do you cram your calendar with a million things to do and end up exhausted at the end of every week, beating yourself up into finishing everything over the weekend? It's the manager inside of you who is guilty for the self-sabotage if you're always grasping for more time and energy and it's difficult for you to focus on what truly matters and feel satisfied at the end of the day. If you find that this is the case, there's a few ways to help. First, simplify the map. Don't take all the little country roads and stop at every roadside attraction to get where you want to go. Get on the highway and focus. In other words, keep it simple. Take a humble look at where you spend your time, energy, and money and ask yourself what is essential and what is not essential. You can read the book Essentialism by Greg McKeown to get some help with this, or Finish by John Acuff about not getting overwhelmed in the process. Number 3, the employee. The employee in all of us is the one that gets the actual job done. If the leader is the why and the manager is the how, then what's the employee? The what. They look at what the manager has put on their schedule and get to work. Are you a good employee? Do you show up for yourself or use noble excuses for not completing what you were meant to do? Do you spend too much time on a given task due to wanting it to be perfect more than you want it to be done? Do you trust your manager and your leader? Or do you second guess all the choices that they make for fear of the short-term discomfort you might have to go through on their behalf? It's the employee in us that does the self-sabotage when we get caught in reactive mode with small day-to-day stuff, when we're zoomed in on problems and forget the bigger picture. If you find that this is the case, you first gotta lower your standards if you want to go further, faster. Not every little things need to be perfect. You can also learn to calm your mind so you can focus on the task at hand. Learn self-compassion. My favorite for this is Tara Brach. She writes books and also has a podcast where her soothing voice can help center you down and teach you to stay in the present and be compassionate to yourself and others. The leader, the manager, and the employee are all equally important. Without the leader, we follow others. Without the manager, we have no direction and we end up getting lost. Without the employee, nothing really happens. So ask yourself, where do you get stuck? Which one of these 3 inner roles needs to get fired and replaced? So that's it for today. I think I've given you plenty to think about. This was a one-of-a-kind melting pot episode, and I hope it helps you put your finger on your own favorite ways to self-sabotage so you can expand your awareness of yourself and start making little changes along the way. I said little changes, right? We're not changing everything all at once. Alright, so please let me know what resonated with you the most. Is it the hang gliding visualization or the 3 inner personalities? Join me on the Self-Growth Nerds Instagram for more on this subject, and please give us a 5-star review on the Apple Podcast app. I will see you next week, and in the meantime, please keep walking confidently towards your dreams. I know that cliff is scary, but I believe you can fly. Bye! You just listened to the Self-Growth Nerds podcast. I hope you enjoyed. We publish an episode every Monday, so make sure to subscribe if you want to be notified. I want to thank my friend Etienne Galano for editing this, and I want to thank you, kind-hearted souls, for doing the inner work necessary to grow into your truest self and make the world a better, more beautiful place. My name is Marie, and I will talk to you next week.